A Night with the Lord, a bedtime story of Jesus' love. Good evening, little dreamers and big explorers. Tonight, we're off on a magical journey to a land far, far away. So snuggle into your blankets, hug your favorite teddy tight, and let's set sail on the seas of imagination. Welcome to Nazareth, a cozy village in ancient Judea. Think of it as the vintage edition of your neighborhood, minus the Wi-Fi but plus 1,000 sheep. Here, the sun kisses the hills goodnight, and the stars come out to play. In this charming village, children laugh and chase each other through the fields, playing games as old as time, like tag, but with more tripping over sandals. Families gather around simple meals, sharing stories, jokes, and perhaps debating who can spot the most shapes in the clouds. Is that one a camel or a really lumpy pancake? Among them is Jesus, a man whose smile could light up even the cloudiest day. He wasn't just any neighbor. He was the kind who always had time for a chat and could fix more than just broken chairs. He mended hearts. He talked about love, kindness, and forgiveness. You know, the kind of stuff that makes the world go round and parents say, "Remember to share?" One sunny day, Jesus stood beneath a grand old tree, sharing stories with everyone gathered, his version of storytime without the need for a library card. He spoke in parables, which are like wrapped gifts with surprises inside, lessons about life hidden in tales about farmers, seeds, and sometimes even lost sheep who, let's face it, probably just took a wrong turn at the last cactus. He met a man who couldn't see and gave him the gift of sight. Imagine opening your eyes to the world's colors for the first time. Hopefully, his friends warned him about that unibrow situation first, yikes. Later, with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, he fed a crowd of thousands. Talk about a picnic, it was the ultimate miracle meal deal, no coupons required. People probably asked, is there a secret kitchen back there? In a village nearby, a group of children heard these amazing stories. Their eyes lit up brighter than a lightning bug convention. They buzzed with questions. Who is this man? Does he tell funny stories? Think he knows any good knock-knock jokes? They decided they simply had to meet Jesus. So, they collected their most cherished treasures, a wildflower bouquet here, a hand-drawn masterpiece there, and let's not forget Timmy's favorite pet rock named Rocky. Hey, Rocky had been through a lot. It survived the great puddle splash of last week. At the crack of dawn, before even the sun had fully woken up, the children embarked on their grand adventure. They walked through meadows where butterflies played tag and along streams that giggled as they flowed. One could say nature was putting on its best show. They came across a stream. It's tiny, they chanted, until they stepped in and realized they'd be squelching in their sandals the rest of the day. Wet socks, ew. Next was a hill that seemed to grow taller the closer they got. Did someone switch this with a mountain? They puffed. Nothing could dampen their spirits, not damp feet or grumpy goats who acted like toll collectors demanding snacks. United by excitement, they pushed on, proving that teamwork makes the dream work. Finally, they arrived at a bustling gathering. People listened intently to Jesus, hanging on his every word like it was the latest gossip, but way more meaningful. As the children approached, the disciples spotted them. "Hold on, young ones," said one disciple, perhaps thinking of his own sandals and the sticky fingers of his nephews. Jesus is very busy with important matters. Seeing this, Jesus paused and called out, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them." The disciples stepped aside, probably feeling like they'd just been caught sneaking cookies before dinner. Oops, the children rushed forward, their faces beaming brighter than a million fireflies. One little girl tripped but laughed it off. Nothing could spoil this moment. Jesus welcomed them with open arms, kneeling down to their level. They gathered around him, and he told them stories tailored just for them, tales of love, kindness, and hope. Perhaps he spoke of seeds that grew into mighty trees or tiny acts that made a big difference, like when you feed your veggies to the dog under the table. Shush. He placed his hands gently on each child's head, giving them blessings that felt like warm sunshine. He admired their gifts as if they were priceless treasures. "A flower for me? It's the most beautiful I've seen," he exclaimed. Turning to the adults, Jesus shared a profound message. "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." The grown-ups glanced at each other, eyebrows raised. He spoke of the purity, honesty, and unabashed joy that children possess, the kind that sometimes gets buried under grocery lists and shoe polish. The adults pondered this, realizing that perhaps they needed to relearn how to see the world through eyes unclouded by worry. As the day began to wind down, The sky turned into a canvas of oranges, pinks, and purples. A sunset so stunning it could make even the grumpiest cat purr. Jesus bid farewell to the children, reminding them of his everlasting love. The journey home seemed shorter, perhaps because their hearts were so light they could almost float. They swapped stories about their favorite moments. Did you see how he knew my name? He said my flower was the prettiest. Rocky is famous now. Bursting through their front doors like little whirlwinds, the children couldn't wait to tell their families. Mama, Papa, we met him, Jesus. Their parents listened, eyes widening, smiles growing. The parents felt their hearts swell with pride and something else, a spark of inspiration. If our children can seek him out with such eagerness, why can't we? They wondered. That night, the village buzzed with renewed hope and a sense of togetherness. As twilight painted the sky with deep blues and sprinkled it with stars, families nestled into their homes. The gentle hum of whispers and soft lullabies filled the air. Even the sheep seemed to settle in, counting humans to fall asleep. Just kidding. Above, the stars twinkled with a special brilliance, as if winking down at the world below. Some say they formed shapes, a heart, a cross, maybe even Rocky's silhouette. It was a night where dreams and reality danced hand in hand. So, as you close your eyes tonight, remember that love is the greatest adventure of all. It's in the kindness you share, the friends you make, and even in the pet rocks you cherish. May you always keep the wonder of a child in your heart. It's time to drift off to dreamland. Remember, you are loved more than all the grains of sand on every beach and more than all the stars in the sky. Yes, even more than your pet rock loves adventure. Good night, sleep tight, and may your dreams be filled with joy and light.